Hey, good morning. So it's 2 days to go to the Rugby World Cup. Kicks off this Friday in Japan. And one thing that I am at the moment is Namalata village in the province of Bua. I came here like a decade ago, and when I came here that particular year, there was no solar panels, so they depended on generators to get the power for powering up their houses. And this time around, it's become handy that they've got solar power to power up their houses for the Rugby World Cup. So one thing they're looking forward towards is seeing some stars perform on the field in Japan for the Flying Fijians. Back in the day, they would depend on the transistor radio to tune into the rugby matches that happened in '87, in '99 as well. But so now that all houses have solar panels, each house has their own TV set. They've got a hall as well where they can get the games on their flat screen TV. But one of the things that is synonymous with rugby and Bua is Rupeni Tata. Back in the day, back in the late 90s into 2003, people saw this guy took the Super Rugby competition apart, and commentators would say that this guy was so good that he could sidestep a bar door. So you know, in those old Wild West movies, those bar doors that flip, so they actually likened him to a person who can actually sidestep that. But one of the things that we'll be seeing this time around in the Rugby World Cup is star stand-up players, and one of them for the Rugby World Cup we'll be seeing is Tuisova. We'll see Nakarau as well, who's one of the stand-up players from the last World Cup. But yes, we look back at 2003 in the build-up towards that, from the late 90s, 99, 2000 as well, when Dada played in Super Rugby, and everybody waited for him to take part in the World Cup. So he came out on the scene and he did do damage. Let's have a look at some of his highlights from the 2003 World Cup in Australia.
This week's World Cup memory takes us back to 2003 in Australia and the emergence of a Fijian with breathtaking skill and pace. There were many moments to savour during the tournament. But for those who were fortunate enough to witness it, the sheer athleticism of Rupeni Thautau would take pride of place. It was against France in Brisbane that Thautau first made his presence felt, but his try wasn't the only impact he made that night. Thautau's return was set for Fiji's final pool match against Scotland.
After that first game, and I suspended for 2 games, and I want to show to everybody, or show to the whole rugby, so I'm coming back.
There was little on the loop.
Yeah, I mean, we'd seen him play in the tournament. He was a bit like a Jonah Lomo, but a lot smaller, really quick. And the only good thing about it was he was on the left wing, so I was on the other side of the pitch. I was quite lucky.
Thautau! Oh, that is a wonderful, wonderful try for the man who is coming back. He is well back.
I think it was in the first 2 minutes. He got the ball and went, and I caught him in the corner. I don't know if they had video referees, they might have had video referees, but he got the try. Thautau was on fire, and Fiji are on fire.
I want to show them how my rugby, how I am to be one of the rugby professional. So I saw them on that game. I scored 2 tries.
Now, here's trouble. Thautau. Unbelievable. Give it to Thautau, and he is gone.
Right, so Rugby World Cup is 2 days from now, and with the communities around the country, whether it be in Kumbalau, Bua, whether it be in South Savu, whether it be in Kandavu, with your community hall getting together, the families getting together in the community hall to share a game of rugby, cheer on the Flying Fijians with their flags, with your jerseys that you bought maybe in the past couple of years as well, as that you kept throughout the years, or maybe you bought a brand new jersey to support the boys this weekend. One thing is for sure is that people will be sharing their facts about the Rugby World Cup, whether some might know more than others, or maybe you have a slight fair idea of some of the facts about the Rugby World Cup, which is fairly young at the moment. We'll have a look at some of the facts that you might want to know of before going into that conversation at the whole get-together. Have a look at this. One thing is for sure, that communities around the country will be gathering in numbers, whether it be in the cities, whether it be in the towns, whether it be in a village like this at Namalata in Kumbulambua, come together in the communities to sit together, probably share a big ton of grog with a bit of love on the side as well. One thing that we've seen in the past is people raising the love, raising the flag, as well as their support towards the Flying Fijians as they take on the Wallabies this Saturday. 2 days to go till Rugby World Cup 2003. That's your Rugby World Cup update from Breakfast with Fijuan. I'm Sylvester Rudule in Kumbulambua.